Welcome back to the Blood Red universe. Today I will be exploring the design philosophy of the Cataphracts, one of the super soldier branches of the Sparati military. The Cataphracts are a part of the new human armed forces of the Sparati military force, alongside the Ascendants and the Lancers. The Ascendants are the Sparati's most powerful super soldiers, whose creation involved the usage of the Ascension Chamber that would channel the powers of the void directly into the augmented bodies of its subjects. This further amplifies their already augmented strength by 1,000-fold and granted them extraordinary abilities that surpassed an average human, as well as extended lifespans. However, the creation of a single Ascendant was costly, and the survival rate was at an extremely low 10%. In the current story, there are only 3 remaining Ascendants in service of the Sparati. Because of the high immortality rate of the Ascendant program, the Lancer initiatives were created in order to bolster their military forces with much safer procedures and without the use of the Ascension Chamber. However, the subjects would still have to go an extensive surgery from head to toe, a grueling process that took the lives of many young soldiers. Instead of using the chamber, the Lancers were further augmented through the use of chemical concoctions and cybernetic enhancements. Despite this, the mortality rate was still high. Then came the Cataphracts, another attempt at creating super soldiers. Their creation came as a desperate attempt to replenish the dwindling numbers suffered by the soldiers of Solura during the Third Solar War between the Alliance of the Core and the Outer Worlds Coalition. The countless Pyrrhic victories of the war and the demand for more super soldiers prompted the creator of the Lancers, Dr. Frederick Metten, to create an alternative and a cheaper option. Thus came the Cataphracts. Mortality rate was still high, but the numbers produced from the program overshadowed the number of deaths that came with it. They were designed to be significantly cheap and expendable, sent out to high-risk missions with little chance of victory, while a stronger class of super soldiers were tasked to conduct deep strike operations behind enemy lines. Despite this, they proved to be vital in the conflict, and legendary figures were born from the ranks of the Cataphracts. Tales of a single Cataphract holding the line against Dragonian invaders spread across the ranks like wildfire, making a noble sacrifice that allowed his comrades to escape the battlefield safely on the back of a Thunderbird gunship. The overall design of the Cataphracts took elements from ancient Greek hoplite, ancient Cataphracts, as well as the Varangian Guard. I am a huge fan of the segmented plate look that was widespread across history. I also took design inspiration from a Bronze Age armor, especially for the design of a heavy class for the Cataphracts. My initial inspiration for the Cataphracts came from the Halo universe, especially the Spartan programs. I drew the most inspiration from the Spartan Tree program and how they were created, similarly designed to be expendable and cheap compared to their predecessors. In other words, the Lancers were the Spartan 2s to the Cataphracts Spartan 3s. Currently on screen here is the protagonist of the RED STARS story, Artorius Drakhon, son of the Sparati War Master Pharaoh Drakhon. He is a veteran of the Sparati-Grecan War and a leader of Exemplar Squad. Early in the story, he wields the Void Steel forged mace known as the Sunbreaker, a family heirloom passed down from generations. In this illustration, however, I envision him wielding the much more powerful Stormbringer hammer. Each and every soldier of Solura wears the armed exoskeleton suit, typically known as Ares. What separates the Cataphract from the common foot soldiers class of armor was how the void cells were configured for the suit. The Myrmidon class, issued to all Cataphracts, were double integrated, which meant it could exert a lot more power than the standard single integrated configuration of the Enforcer class. Artorius usually wears the Vanguard variant of the Myrmidon class of Ares. Modular and adaptable, the Myrmidons have far thicker plating, stronger personal shield devices, as well as greater heat insulation technology that allows them to operate far longer than a typical soldier. While there are other classes I haven't designed yet, such as the Guardian class, I intend to explore those in a later video. There are other characters in the Exemplar Squad that I shall be designing with their accompanying class, such as Nyla Godfrey, who typically wears the duelist variant of the Myrmidon class of the Ares, and Alexander Magnus, who dons the Guardian variant with shield and sword. Well, I guess that's it for the video. I will be exploring more and more elements of the Blood Red universe as I continue to write more for the story. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll stick around for more. Cheers!